What's up, guys? We got the new Confronting drop. It's live. We got new shirts, the championship ring shirt, the all-team t-shirt. As you can see how it looks on my guys here. We got the new shorts just in time for the summer, and we got plenty different colorways. The website is live. We have a discount code that you can get 2 items and you get a 15% discount. The code is CF2023. Use that at checkout. Yeah, man, just go cop that, man. We've been working real hard to get this different quality, man. We got the tags on there and everything.
Yes,
this ain't a hang shirt, man.
Yes,
go
sir.
get that. We
Yes,
work real
sir.
hard on these. Website's live.
Vivek Ramaswamy goes off on Reid for calling him an affirmative action and refusing to debate.
Oh, like I think she said like he got there because of affirmative action.
She about to try to play with him.
Ooh-wee.
Oh yeah, they were actually saying like
You don't hear this affirmative action.
his
Basically
parents.
saying you weren't good enough.
His parents came up off affirmative action, and that helped him in his life. I don't know on this clip specifically, but in the last clip, in the Breakfast Club, that's what they was trying to say.
They was trying to say that.
So y'all remember Reid, right? The lady we did.
Yeah, I remember at the Harvard because of
Yeah.
affirmative action.
You'd had a back and forth on the Twitters with one Vivek Ramaswamy, who currently is boasting about getting, who was the only African-American anchor in this business before I joined him in Prime at CNN, Don Lemon. He's boasting about getting him fired. He thinks that is somehow going to be a big, flag for his run for president. Your thoughts on him? Because you've been back and forth with him online.
You know, when he first started, I thought, okay, here's an Indian American, funny name, we disagree. Hopefully he makes a good showing or does something well. And it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing, Joy. My phone blew up with other Indian Americans saying, make it clear he doesn't speak for us. Yeah. I mean, to sit there lecturing a black man about black history was totally uncalled for. And then he didn't have all his historical facts. So the Indian American community in this country owes a huge debt to the African American community. If it weren't for the civil rights movement, the 1965 Immigration Reform Act would have passed, my parents wouldn't have come to America. Before that, basically, immigrants from Asia and Africa were not allowed to come. It was highly discriminatory.
It's really ironic because neither his nor my parents.
Indians will be considered black?
No.
Meaning Indians, my fault.
No.
Immigrants. That's what they would be considered.
They would be
He
considered.
was saying like the black people getting civil rights helped out immigrants.
Helped out other non-white people.
Right.
That's what they said.
Which that is a good point, I agree with. But is he talking about the one we reacted to whenever?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
done.
no, we already know. They tore him up, in my opinion.
I mean, I hate when people be like, okay, our people fought for civil rights. We didn't fight for civil rights. We're trying to move forward.
Yeah.
So I don't see why people are trying to go in the past and be like, what they did in the past, or our people should get these type of privileges because what our people did in the past. And they shouldn't get privileges. I mean, we're trying to make this a free world so everybody can come over here and benefit.
Yeah.
I just don't like how he was like, how is he gonna tell a black man about a black man? I'm like, man,
We didn't do that in history class. White people teach it about black history all the time.
Okay,
you should be able to talk about race if you're not that race. Not being racist.
I need more context. I don't know what Don Lemon did or Reid.
No, I think they're talking about remember whenever we reacted to the clip.
That's what they talking about.
Yeah. You don't remember?
Yeah, you talking about, okay, you talking about
The very first time we ever reacted to
about the affirmative action.
No, not about affirmative action.
Bruh, about
the Breakfast Club?
The first
No, it wasn't
the very
the
first
Breakfast
time
Club.
we ever seen Vivek.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Him and Don Lemon.
that's-
was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Now let me get high.
Oh.
He said, you know how I feel to be black.
He was like,
Oh,
that's-
okay, yeah.
They was taking up for Don Lemon, like saying like,
they saying that Vivek was tripping.
yeah.
Could have come here under the rules before the Civil Rights Act, before that 65 Civil Rights Bill, but he's acting as if the NRA somehow saved African Americans in the Civil War. The NRA wasn't even formed until 1871. He doesn't know anything about African American history. He clearly doesn't know the reasons for the Civil War because he thinks the purpose of the Civil War was to get black people the right to bear arms.
Well,
I mean,
He didn't
what?
say that.
You said that played a key role in.
Yeah,
I
it
think he did. Like, if I'm trying to keep somebody down, the last thing I'm gonna do is give them a gun.
Yeah.
So once you give them guns, that was definitely a step towards freedom. Maybe it wasn't
Big
what the
step.
war was fought for, but it was a big step towards freedom.
Okay, so Vivek posted this yesterday about, who was it about? Okay, Reid and Don Lemon. Okay, all right, well, what does that tweet say?
So he said, "At her embodies the modern left playbook, talk a big game by spewing lies to her followers, then dug away from actual debate when challenged on the facts. After I educated Don Lemon on air about basic U.S. history, Joanne Reid did an entire segment about how my facts were wrong, then cowered in fear and hid what I offered open debate. Today, she wrongly asserted that I personally benefited from affirmative action just like she did at Harvard, which is psychotic because Asian Americans are most penalized by affirmative action and with the plaintiffs in the recent Supreme Court case. The rare combination of ignorance and guile is shocking yet laughable. Keep hiding in your TikTok safe space, George.
Oh my God.
Good task. Because he was right. Remember we saying how the Asians suffered the most from it.
Yeah.
And she said, you're in it because of that. Well, they was the ones actually suffering from it.
Yeah.
He is cooking people. Let you. No, I want to roast battle with
Okay, one thing I do
don't like
want to
your
say
ass up.
that we haven't said yet, I noticed it on the last clip on Breakfast Club, that Charlamagne said that he doesn't think that black people would be where they are today if it wasn't for affirmative action. And I do agree with that.
No, we said that. We said it
we
needed
do.
to be there. Back
Yeah, at that time.
Now.
But now, it should be changed.
Hold on. You know what I just thought about? They still got old people that was in there around that time when they were trying to dead that still is in the like Supreme Court. Like things like old people that's in the House.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see why some people probably looking like older generation.
They actually said they have a black guy in the Supreme Court
Clarence Thomas.
that like benefited from affirmative action, and he just voted against it. He's trying to move forward, I believe. I don't know what's their agenda with it, but I think it's good. I mean, until we see something bad happens with it being in place, I don't think that it's a problem. Right?
I think that's
now.
why people fear though, cause like
They think that black people won't get no more jobs and stuff. And
Yeah,
and stuff. But I feel like it's just gonna make black people more aware and more culturally, like, make school more important in the culture.
Yeah, they'll make everything so easy for us
Because
to
I know,
hand out, you know. But at first, it definitely,
It might take a little bit.
We need it.
take a little dip, and then.
But
once
it's
you realize-
2024. It's gonna be 2024. Come on now. All right, let's see what Vivek says about this, though.
you don't know what nigga might hit us with one day. We might wake up, y'all back in them bitches.
In our
Chief Justice Taney held for the Supreme Court that black people could not be citizens before the Civil War because that would allow them to own guns. After the Civil War, the first anti-gun laws, gun control laws that were passed in this country, were actually passed to stop black people from owning guns.
Makes sense.
These are some of the facts that I educated Don Lemon on set in a heated exchange that we had shortly before his firing. So shortly after that exchange, Joy Reid, an MSNBC host, has Ro Khanna, a Democratic politician who happens to be Indian American, as a stand-in for the Indian American view, criticizing me for supposedly stating falsehoods. Actually, everything I stated is factually true based on U.S. history, but criticizing at length my supposed falsehoods, and then has Ro Khanna effectively licking her feet, which is exactly what she wanted on air, talking about how Indian Americans owe black Americans a debt of gratitude. So I thought it was remarkable that here's a TV host, supposedly who wants to engage in open debate about my views on this post-Civil War history, who's talking about me on air extensively to another Indian American second-rate stand-in, but won't talk to me directly, so I made an offer. I said, if you want to have a debate about this, if you think that your recounting of the post-Civil War history is any different than mine, let's have that debate in the open. What do we get? Silence.
Don't want that
That's what the
smoke.
modern left does, and Joy Reid embodies it. Very well, actually. Cower in fear and hide. Talk a big game when you're talking to your own community, when you're talking to the people who agree with you, but cower in fear when it comes to actually confronting the other side in open debate. Now, more recently, she was spouting off about affirmative action after the Supreme Court came down with its ruling, saying that she would not have gotten into Harvard without affirmative action. I believe her. I think that's probably true. But then she also complained that she was judged negatively by her peers because she got in based on affirmative action. I actually said that that's wrong. It's wrong to black Americans, it's wrong to Asian Americans or white Americans who are discriminated against, but it's even unfair to black Americans, many of whom I went to school with, who would have got in meritocratically anyway. It's unfair that they're judged that way. So I said so. And then Joy Reid again, classic pattern, talking about me instead of to me, says that, oh, Vivek Ramaswamy also wouldn't have gotten into Harvard, but for affirmative action. That is a lie, and it reflects a shocking combination of gall and ignorance, failing to pay attention to the fact that that case argued in front of the Supreme Court was brought on behalf of Asian Americans, that includes Indian Americans, who are systematically discriminated against, penalized by affirmative action, which rewards black and Hispanic Americans.
That's gonna help.
So that combination of ignorance but self-confidence embodies the modern left. And the sad part of it is, folks like Joy Reid, again, they have utter, total, apparent comfort with spewing falsehoods and doing it to only the silos and the echo chambers that agree with them. Totally comfortable to talk about me at length and all the reasons why I'm supposedly wrong, when in fact I'm grounded in fact. But what I say is, okay, if I believe in my views and you believe in yours, I'm open to having it out in the open. That's where I talk to Chuck Todd or Don Lemon, go on the Breakfast Club. I show up and believe in open dialogue and debate. That's how we get the truth. It's a shame to see that some of the leading commentators for the modern left, when push comes to shove, really just go back into their caves to hide from the truth, wallowing in their own fear. What I'll say is, Joy, from one alum to another, the offer still stands. I understand why you'd like to hide from debate, but I think it's better for the country if you're actually engaging with the people who disagree with you, rather than talking about them with falsehoods without actually confronting the facts.
Vivek 20
Vivek drops Mike.
Everybody else 0. Vivek is not lost.
He just dropped 50.
He is not lost.
Game final.
Boy, you look like a mother. See, I think what the problem is, nobody wants to be wrong. It's televised, so you don't want to be wrong.
You don't want to debate on that.
That's what happens.
Because he done got our man fired. He cooked his ass so bad.
Yeah.
So why would you go against him? Your ass gonna get up. They gonna make you look stupid and fired.
But I mean,
I wouldn't debate that nigga.
if Don Lemon would have been like, okay, well, I didn't know that. Instead of getting upset,
He couldn't. He didn't want to be wrong, like you said.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have just been like, well, I
That's
didn't
why I
know
don't
that.
do that shit.
Because not everybody knows everything.
Exactly. See, that's we'll admit when we wrong. You know what I'm saying? We'll debate and then we wrong.
Once the facts comes up, oh, let me look it up. Okay, well, you are right.
Yeah, they're not getting that out.
They didn't do that.
They gonna fight and drown till they drown. They fighting.
Are you gonna tell me about Black History? You've never been.
You've never been a nigga.
I'm a nigga! I'm a nigga!
Pull that black one out. I still got that black one back there.
Hey, Vivek is using social. Vivek might be here, bro. He uses social media very well.
with Vivek. Hey, you want to start your campaign? Holla at us, man.
He's not losing debates. He uses social media very well. He's articulate and he know how to make money. So he's checking all type of ballots. All type of check boxes right now.
Yeah.
Reid, I want to see that debate. That would be great.
Me too.
I did. Oh, we did see that Chuck Todd one. Did we see that Chuck Todd one?
I don't know.
The Chuck Todd. You remember he went on, bro?
I remember Vivek going against several people.
But y'all know who Chuck Todd is. We did a video on Chuck Todd, bro. You know what I also thought about that Reid didn't even realize? India is in Asia.
Yeah. It's Asian American.
Yeah.
So why would she?
5 times.
Okay, but she didn't. She didn't realize that.
I guess she didn't. And she didn't realize who affirmative action is affecting the most.
I think she was just trying to say it benefited him because he's not white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
She's trying to say it benefited people who aren't white.
You know how he is about education. They said you're 55% more likely to get in.
That's
I think
crazy.
it was 56%.
50 was 56%.
So
The Asian that's in the 90th percentile.
So if you had the grades,
Your ass is in
then
there.
that bitch.
I don't know, that might have been actually the dumbest shit Joy ever. I don't know Joy, but that is pretty dumb. So you're gonna tell me that Asians, which I mean, those are saying they're counting them as Indians, get in. What was it, like 16%, 15%?
Asians
like
are
11%.
It's like
Okay.
lower than that.
So he got in with it being that low.
He did.
So how did affirmative action help him?
It did.
It helped her. She's the one that got helped.
Yes.
Not him.
Yes.
Ramaswamy, bro, I want you to actually go on that show, destroy her,
Cook all they ass.
I don't know what else who he can destroy at this point.
I think you gotta start bringing PowerPoint.
He needs to go against Joe Biden or something. Line his ass up for everybody. Joe Biden, he gonna watch, he gonna see what happens. He gonna say, oh no, it's a young hitter out there, young hitter waiting. I don't know.
Look, Devontae out too.
Yeah. He owned that.
So yeah, everybody that's saying all these other races that these other races got helped by affirmative action, they didn't. The only race is us, black people. We're the only ones helped by affirmative action.
Not the only ones. Mexicans maybe.
Yeah.
But their percent was lower than ours.
Yeah.
Theirs
We
is
should be
like
like the
33.
but they also be in there.
Theirs is like
There was like 30 something.
like 33, 32, something like that.
But yeah, like we didn't have the most.
Ours was 56.
But that's just for Harvard, y'all.
That's just for Harvard.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
okay.
that
That
makes
makes
sense.
sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So you
Well,
think-
that's a debate that doesn't even happen.
So you think affirmative action got me into UL?
No.
I got an academic scholarship for going to UL.
Bro, you
That's
you-
what was
you're
you had
athletic.
2.9, huh?
I got higher than
You're
that.
athletic though.
You
You're
had
on a
over a
different scale,
3.0
though.
with being an athlete.
Yeah, you on a different scale than regular students.
Yeah, this got ugly, guys.
So I was a regular student.
You still got it.
Yeah, you probably still would have got in.
I remember when I first school, I didn't qualify, so I had to, you know.
What did you call? You did what?
You
graduated from
You didn't ask for why? Why you did? No, you just went and got you a degree and went like a hardworking young man should.